Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, June 3rd, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. Yesterday was game one of the Stanley Cup Finals. Today is game one of the NBA Finals. The Giant season is still very much over. We got a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about, so let's just get right into it. I feel a sneeze coming on, which is not good, but we're just going to try and keep going, and then we'll just work our way through it. So yesterday was game one of the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Let's talk about it. It was a crazy game. This game was nuts. The Golden Knights and the Hurricanes from the West and the East. And Ehlers scored a goal in the first 15 seconds of the game. 25 seconds. Not even half a minute after the Stanley Cup Finals started, the Canes got on the board with a Nikolai Ehlers goal. And man, he just took the puck, went right up to the goalie, went in, deke, fake, boom, backhand, 1-0 Hurricanes. Then he scored again, led to a 2-0 lead for the Hurricanes. But then Theodore ended up scoring on a snipe. So that was 2-1, 2-1 at the end of the first period. There was a power play for the Canes immediately after, or power play for the Knights immediately after the goal, but they could not, or it was a power play for the Hurricanes. They could not capitalize on it. And so now we go to the second period, and then within 30 seconds of the puck being dropped, Barbashev scores a goal. So you're seeing goals being scored extremely early in the period. That's very interesting. But then Carlson comes in and he scores a goal a couple minutes later. So now the Golden Knights have scored 3 unanswered goals. 3 unanswered. And that is just pretty crazy. That has not happened to the Hurricanes. I think maybe once this postseason have they given up that much. Um, and one second. All right, sorry, I'm back. I'm still just a little bit under the weather. But we're working through it. So yeah, the Golden Knights scored 3 unanswered goals, and then Stahl comes in and he scores a goal 8 minutes later. So now it's tied up at 3, and we're going to the third period. And then Howden he scored a goal within a minute and a half, and they took a 4-3 lead. Couple penalties, nothing much happened. Then the Hurricanes tied it up. Ghost Bear, I'm not going to say that again. He scored a goal. Good for him. I can't say his name, but he scored a goal, tying it up at 4. And this game was just super entertaining because the goals were going back and forth. The Canes got to the lead. Golden Knights came back. Boom, tying up. Bing, bang, bomb. What you going to do? Lots of goals. Okay? You go to 3 minutes left in the period. Tomas Hertl gets the puck in front of the net, and he scores the go-ahead goal, the game-winning goal. 3 minutes and 24 seconds in the period, or left in the period. Just a fantastic game all the way around. And Vegas takes game one, 5-4. This was a very good game, a very exciting game. Lots of goals, lots of excitement. It was very exciting. It was interesting because the Golden Knights, their kind of key to victory this postseason has been when Carter Hart is right, they win, and when he's not, they lose. Well, he actually let in 4 goals yesterday, and they were still able to win. Freddie Anderson, he allowed 5 goals on 23 shots. That is not very good. The shot numbers is also interesting because Carolina, you can see them putting up 40 shots per game, and they only had 27. And you also go back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Montreal was not even getting 20 shots. Vegas had 23 shots. So it's not the crazy difference that we were seeing when Carolina was making their way through the East. This is a lot more competitive in terms of who they're playing. Vegas played them better, and this is probably the best team, or hottest team that Carolina has had to play, and you can see that reflected by they only were down by 4 shots and they out hit them by 9. So that is very interesting. I will say another thing: the power play. Neither team were able to score on the power play. Carolina had 2 chances, and Golden Knights had 3 chances, and neither of them were able to cash in on those chances. Um, so there you go. That's what happened, and it was a very interesting, very intriguing, very good game. It was a very good game in this one. It is interesting though because I was honestly expecting Carolina to win. I was expecting them to kind of make it, not make it easy, but this is a big win for Las Vegas. Not even Las Vegas, it's just Vegas, which is stupid to me. But it's a big win for Vegas because now they have the home ice advantage. Of course, having more games uh, at home. So there you go. You're able to flip the advantage, and Vegas takes game one. Great game from Theodore. Great game from Ehlers. He scored 2 goals. Uh, just lots of good games. What I like about Vegas is that it wasn't the top line of Eichel and Marner scoring the goals. They were getting production from a lot of the lower lines, which is a sign of a lot of good teams, of course. So game two will be tomorrow. Vegas with a 1-0 lead. All right, and then tonight, the game one of the NBA Finals. So, as I was saying, game one of the NBA Finals is tonight, and boy, is it a good finals. We're going to be having another preview and prediction video, just like the hockey one that came out yesterday. Go check that out. We're going to be doing a basketball one today with Grant, but here is the scene. The Knicks and the Spurs. The New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. Two great basketball teams. Um, and they're in the finals. This is a really great finals matchup, and I'm really excited for it. Um, the Spurs got here by beating the Blazers in 5, beating the Wolves in 6, and beating the Thunder in 7. And that Thunder series was very impressive, very good. The Knicks got here by beating the Hawks in 6, sweeping the 76ers, sweeping the Cavaliers. The Knicks are on a historic run right now. They have won uh, 11 consecutive basketball games, and their only 2 losses this postseason have been by 1 point. So they are on fire. And there's also a question of, how far can that really take you? Because if you are confident in your team and you're confident in yourself, you can go a very long way, and you can win a lot of games that way. So it is going to be intriguing to see if the Knicks can use that to their advantage, or if it's just a false confidence. That's something that I'm going to be looking for the Spurs. This is their first finals for both of these teams. It's their first finals appearance in a very long time. Harrison Barnes has been to the finals with the Warriors, and he might be the only one. Luke Cornett, I think, with Boston. But looking at all these, maybe OG on the Raptors. Was he on the Raptors at that point? But aside from those guys, there are very few players. Basically, the big players on these teams have never been to the finals. So I'm going to be intrigued to see how they respond to this moment. It's going to be a big moment. It's game one. Um, Yikes. It's game one in San Antonio. Electric atmosphere. Two very good teams that both think they're the team of destiny. These teams met in the NBA Cup before, and the Knicks ended up winning that game and winning the NBA Cup. And in that game, the Knicks won 124 to 113. OG had 28 points and 9 rebounds. Wemby didn't necessarily show up in the way you'd want him to. On New Year's Eve, the Spurs beat the Knicks 134 to 132. So that's a good game. And then the Knicks beat the Spurs 114 to 89 on March 1st. And that was um, a great game from the Knicks and not so much from San Antonio. They did not play well. Um, I was pretty much full strength. But boy, this is going to be a really interesting game, really exciting game. The Spurs against the Thunder often got out to huge leads at the beginning of the game. I want to see if that trend continues. And I'm also just looking at the big names, the big players in this game. I'm looking at Jalen Brunson. I'm looking at Victor Wembanyama. Two very good players, elite players, the best. And I want to see how those guys perform. Additionally, the surrounding cast. One interesting matchup for me tonight is to see how the Knicks are going to defend Wembanyama. We saw the Thunder use Hartenstein, and when he was on the floor, that we saw them use Jay Will and even Caruso a little bit. So I want to see how the Knicks are going to go about this. I want to see how they do it. Is it going to be Cat and Mitch? Is it going to be Hart or OG? Perhaps I want to see how they attack Wembanyama. I feel like Wemby would have the advantage over Cat, but Cat is a really good big man, and um, I don't. I kind of want to say that out of all the teams the Spurs have played, I think the Knicks have the best big men, and the Timberwolves, when Randall and Gobert are right, they're very good, elite. When Chet and Hartenstein are right, they're also very, very good. But Wemby was pretty much able to neutralize both of those big tandems. The Knicks, I think, have the best ones out of all the teams the Spurs have faced. Mitchell Robinson, and of course, Carl Anthony Towns. So I want to see if Wemby can continue to be a dog and score easily and just do Wemby things against Carl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson. That's a big matchup for me. And then the other thing, I want to see who's going to be guarding Jalen Brunson because the Knicks or the Spurs did a decent job of guarding Shea. I mean, some Shea was going nuts at some points, but I want to see who's going to be on it. It's probably going to be Castle. So kind of looking at the matchups here, do I like Brunson against Castle more than I like Wemby against Cat? I think I like Brunson more. Um, so this is a really interesting matchup here. And, additionally, the supporting cast, the other starters, both teams have excellent starting lineups. I think the Knicks might have a better starting lineup. But they got, I want to see how the matchup of Vassell, Castle, and Fox goes up against Hart and Anobi and Bridges. That's a key thing for me. Because they both have defender and a shooter and I guess another scoring option. So that's an interesting matchup for me. Both teams' benches aren't the best, so we might see some heavy minutes being played here. And of course, the bench battle will be important. I'd trust the Spurs bench more, but the Knicks kind of have like a set rotation. There's not that many guys included in it, but we're gonna have to see how it plays out. But I am really excited to see how it will play out, and I'm super excited for this game. As for the final prediction, I think the Spurs will take this one. Overall, I'm still unsure. I'm gonna go with my gut, and I'm gonna say the New York Knicks are gonna win the finals. They'll win it in 6 games. It has to go six. I don't think it's gonna go seven. Um, I think the Knicks will win it in 6 games, which would be crazy, but I think it is going to happen. And there you go. But I think the Spurs will take game one. Um, and there you go. Let's talk about the WNBA. Last night, the Valkyries beat the Fire 95-77. Thornton dropped 19 points. Janelle had 18. Uh, really good performance. I mean, you beat a team by 18 points. You feel pretty good about yourselves. So that was good. Um, let's talk about the MLB. Uh, What am I doing? Sorry, I'm tripping. Yesterday, the Giants lost to the Brewers 8-3. Milwaukee 8 runs on 12 hits, no errors. Giants 3 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors. The winning pitcher was Kyle Harrison, 5 2/3, 1 earned run on 4 hits and 2 walks, struck out 12. Trevor McDonald was the losing pitcher, 3 earned runs on 5 hits and 3 walks, 5 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts. Here is the thing that I'm most discouraged about. The Giants, have been terrible this season, but the one thing we really don't do is strike out. And you know, let's restart that. The Giants have been terrible this season, but the one thing the Giants don't really do is strike out. We strike out very few times. Let me pull up the number of strikeouts. Yeah, near the bottom of the pack. So let's restart again. The Giants have been terrible this season, but one thing they really don't do is strike out. They do not strike out a lot. And yesterday, Kyle Harrison struck out 12 batters over 5 2/3 innings. Giants struck out a total of 14 times in this game. And that is very rare. The Giants do not do that. So we could at least hang our hat on, well, we don't strike out. We're not a team who strikes out. Yesterday we got mowed down by Kyle Harrison. And that's another aspect of what makes this season so frustrating, what makes the organization so frustrating, is that Kyle Harrison, okay, was a Giant, and he was good, not great with the Giants, but now you see him in a competent organization, and he is killing it. I mean, he has 12 strikeouts yesterday. He is 7-1 with a 1.57 ERA. He's absolutely balling, and I'm very happy for him. But it's a literal reflection. Like, you could take this player and you put him. You could see this is a literal example, a black and white example of why the Giants aren't good. Kyle Harrison, elite potential, wasn't recognizing that to its full extent on the Giants, goes to the Brewers, and he's one of the best pitchers in baseball because they are able to unlock something out of their players. The Giants just can't really do that, and it's so frustrating year in and year out. Um, we just can't win, can't win. So there you go. Today, the Giants play the Brewers again. It's going to be Logan Webb on the mound. No pitcher announced for Milwaukee. Hopefully, Webby can just pitch well, just get us in the right direction. I don't think it's going to happen, though. It's going to do it for today's episode. I need to, I need to take a chill pill here. So thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.